So I think I said before that this week is all about market prep. So today is Tuesday, but I had actually originally sat down on Sunday and kind of marked out my week of things that I want to accomplish. Monday, my goal was to finish spinning any hand spun yarn that I wanted for the market. Obviously, I was really super ambitious. I knew I wasn't going to get all this done in time for this week, but I just kind of wanted to show you what I've been doing as I've been kind of like batch creating hand spun yarn, if you will. Used to in the past where I would take like several colors that I wanted to do and I would just wind off 1 or 2 100-gram little kind of balls of fiber, and then I would do several colors. But what I've decided, especially now that I have those grid walls, is that things kind of look better when you have a bunch of the same color. I mean, I've had people who, I think this was several months ago, I think I said on here, that I had someone who bought all 9 skeins of one of my colors because they're like, I love this yarn, I don't know what I want to do with it yet, so I'm just going to get all of it that you have, which is awesome. I still love that person. If you're out there listening, thank you. I still appreciate you. But so I decided with the colors that I have left of my commercial yarn that I would go ahead and spin up everything that I have in that color and then have a set. And then I know once that's gone, that's gone. So it's a little bit easier to tell people when they ask if I have more of a color. So what you see out here is all I have left of those particular colors. But then I had some that was already spun up. This is actually that alpaca that you saw last episode before, can't remember at this point. And then I also did a alpaca mohair that I've had for a while, also from kind of a local producer. Again, that was another one that was really tough to spin. Didn't want to go out evenly, wanted to do really thin, and it's like spinning sandpaper. Now the yarn itself is going to be nice, but it's something about the little fuzzies that as it's dragging over your hands over and over and over again, like my fingers, it was driving me nuts. But I'm excited to see the final yarn because that'll be fun. So again, that's an alpaca mohair blend. And the other interesting thing is that when I got it, I thought it was just like dark gray. You can see like right there in the middle, there's some blue. So I think like the mohair must have been dyed blue and then it was blended together. So it's got some really interesting colors in there. My favorite to spin, I'm so sad when this is going to be gone. This is a soybean blend, if I'm not mistaken. It has a little bit of stellina. I think it has silk maybe in it as well, and merino. It is so soft. It is like the most ridiculous texture. But anyway, what I normally do is I would spin everything into singles and then cake it up, and then I ply it using the center and the outside. I have found that that's so much easier than plying like 2 separate singles together, like from 2 different bobbins, because at the end you always have one that has a little bit more than the other, and then you either have to, just trash what's the extra, or you have to do like I always forget what they're called, where you do like the little fiber bracelet around your wrist and then you spin from the other end. I don't know, I can explain that better later, but it's always been a pain. So since I've been caking it, it's just worked so much better and it frees up all of my bobbins. And then I'll let it sit on a nitty knotty until my next set of singles is ready to go. Then I'll pull this off and put another on. But obviously on Monday, my goal for this week was to ply up everything, which was super ambitious because I think I had 9 skeins or 9 sets of singles to ply up. I think that was what I was up to. And obviously I didn't get a whole lot done, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So no, I had to have had more than that because I plied up 3 yesterday. Finished this one this morning, and I have one on my wheel right now. You see. So I'm working on that. And then if I'm like ignore the fluffs in the background. The alpaca was like shedding all over the place. But anyways, you can see how I can just kind of separate the plies and tuck the little ball in right there. So that's really, really convenient while I'm spinning. So love that. So yeah, I don't remember how many I had. But it's my goal to finish these up this week at some point because they've been lingering. yeah. Today's goal, though, let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second. So again, Monday's project was all about getting the yarns plied. Today's project is wine cozies. Now, every time I make one of these videos, I debate with myself, and I always say, oh, I don't think I'm going to make like ready-made items anymore, but I do still have yarn left from when that was my plan, so I figured might as well, finish it off. And so I've been making these little wine cozies. They fit on both stemless glasses and glasses with stems. You just have to make sure the hole in the bottom is stretchy enough to get over. It is crochet, so you have to kind of watch to make sure that works. But the fabric itself is this really great kind of net, and so it does stretch to fit a variety of glasses. And so my goal for today is to get this one finished. It's almost there, it just needs a little bit more. And then I want to do 2 more. Haven't decided yet if I want to do the same color or do different colors for a variety. And I can't remember what yarn this is. It's either a hand-dyed from Little Fox Fibers, Little Fox Yarn, I can't remember. But it's one that they carry at Dances with Wool. And I'm pretty sure they're a local Virginia dyer, if I'm not mistaken. 100% merino. Don't remember if it's superwash. I'm gonna have to check. I do also have a similar Malabrigo yarn, but I think this is the hand-dyed one from the local person. But anyway, so hopefully I'll get a few more of those finished, and I'll check in probably tomorrow and let you know how I did. All right, so here we are on Wednesday, and I've already fallen behind my schedule for this week. I knew I would, I always do, but that's okay. So yesterday I checked in and I said my goal was to finish up some wine cozies. I had one that was almost finished, and then I wanted to make at least 2 more. Well, I thought that was all that I had on my list, and so I was like, I can finish that, no problem. So I ended up doing a lot more spinning. I actually have 5 skeins outside drying right now that I set this morning. And so I was working on my wine cozies at night, and like my hands started to cramp up. I'm like, no, not now. So I eventually had to stop, and I actually did some more spinning because just uses your muscles in a different way. That made my hand feel a little bit better, and I was still being productive. So I didn't quite get all my wine cozies done that I wanted to. I did finish the pink one that I think I showed you yesterday. I do need to sew in my ends, and I think I have these little leather tags. I have ones that say like "Be Kind" on them. They're really cute, so I might add one of those. And they do fit on stem glassware, and they fit on stemless. So how cute would these be on a table? And you can even get different colors, and then everyone would have their own color for their glass, and then you wouldn't mix them up after a few glasses of wine in. And I was also looking at these today and thinking, how cute would it be to put like a little votive candle in there, and then it would show like through the net of the yarn. Like, how cute would that be? So anyway, so ideas for that. And then I did start a 3rd one. This is how far I got before my hands started to cramp up. So I'll finish that up today, and I actually kind of want to finish a couple more just because they're so cute. And then I might get, if you go on Etsy, there are people who have like little templates that are shaped like a wine glass, and you can print them out, and then it'll say like wine cozy on it, and you can put that in there. But I do want to kind of display some of them as well. And I debated if I wanted to sell them like with the glass or without the glass, but I kind of figure if you're buying wine cozies, you probably already have wine glasses of your own at home. So I don't know, I'm still kind of debating on that, but yeah. So that's the wine cozies. Here's the problem. I misread my list yesterday, and so I thought the wine cozies were all that was on my list, and I'm like, wow, I can finish that super easy. Well, I didn't. But it turns out clean off my kitchen table was also on the list. Now, I never actually use my kitchen table as a kitchen table. And actually, when I bought it, I didn't buy it to eat on. It's a beautiful, long, like farmhouse table I got from IKEA. All my furniture is from IKEA. And I really like it because when I'm working on my rigid I can put my rigid heddle at one end and I can put my warping peg at the other end and I can direct warp right on my table, and it makes the perfect length warp for a scarf or an infinity cowl every single time. So I really like using it for that. So my table becomes a dumping ground for craft supplies. If I finish, drying a skein of yarn outside, drying fiber, it gets tossed on the table until I can package it up. If I am working on a big project, like I was for a while ago, I was working on crocheted dolls. And so all my yarn choices just got dumped on the table, and then I could grab what I wanted and then go on. Sometimes I use that table to fold laundry. If I unpack packages, I just toss it on the table. So we're literally right now, like my table is like 3 feet deep in stuff and I can't find anything. And I want to be able to use that space to do some packaging and things like that. And I just want to get it cleaned up because it's absolutely driving me insane. So I was supposed to do that yesterday because I know I have stuff on there that I need to get tags on for the farmer's market. So I wanted to get all that stuff in one place. Well, that was on yesterday's list and I thought it was on today's, so it didn't get done. So today's list was supposed to be to do a few more bracelets. I've been doing some like beaded crocheted like wrap bracelets as well. And I also have some like cable knitted bracelets that are really cute that I was going to do for this farmer's market. And tomorrow, and I want to do a couple of boot cuffs as well. I've been thinking about those because I've been wearing my rubber boots to go check on my sheep. Yeah, funny story, yesterday? Must have been yesterday. Went to go check on the sheep. And I think I've made the decision that I'm not going to coat them anymore. As soon as they outgrow their coats, I'm going to take them off and that's just going to be it, because I went to visit my big ladies and one of them had gotten, actually two of them had gotten like 2 feet stuck through one leg hole. So I got them all untangled. They're fine. But the one lady, I got the strap like off, but then I couldn't get her leg back through it properly and I was like chasing her around. It was probably hilarious for anybody who saw me. But I was wearing just like a pair of Toms because normally I just go in, say hi and walk back out. But because I was following her around and not paying attention to where I was walking, I stepped in some like wet squishy poo because it's been raining a lot lately and it like got all over like the fabric of the shoe and it was really gross. And so those are now in a trash bag. They were old and they needed to be thrown away anyway, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back, the poo that broke the shoe, I don't know, whatever. But I hate wearing my rubber boots because even wearing socks in them, like there's this part on the side where it rubs, but I still have like a mark along where my calf is where the top of the rubber boot was rubbing like 3 weeks ago, and it's still like a line of like, I don't know, it's weird, like a little rash where it was rubbing. So I want some boot cuffs for my rubber boots, but some other people might want some too. So that was on my list today, bracelets and boot cuffs. And tomorrow I was gonna work on barefoot sandals, which I have some that are started and I just need to finish them up. But I think I might kind of just scrap all of that just so I can get everything that's already on my list finished, do a couple more wine cozies, maybe a couple more dryer balls, and get that stupid table cleaned off. So without further ado, please don't judge me. I'm going to take you downstairs. I'm going to see if I can set you up in a way where you can see my table. I promise I won't make you sit and watch me clean the entire table off, but you'll kind of see what I'm dealing with. And if you have a messy creating space, perhaps you'll feel a little bit better about yourself. All right, so hang on a minute and I'm going to take you downstairs. All right, so first of all, apologies if you hear Pippa in the background. Her crate is over in the foyer on the other side of this wall. And I put her away because she likes to help. And I figured I wouldn't get anything done if she was running around. So she's in there. But if she barks, hopefully you can't hear it because I'll put music over all this when I'm not talking. Also, check out my mess. Isn't it great? I don't even know what all is in here. There's, I moved my rigid heddle stand, which is normally over here. I moved it into the hallway over on the side just to get out of the way. But I've got cowls, I've got yarn that I've set, yarn that I've dyed. I can see my interchangeable needle set is somewhere on this table. I've got boxes that I ordered stuff. that never unpacked. I ran out of makeup in the spring, so I ordered more makeup, and then all of a sudden it was the summer. I'm like, I'm not wearing makeup in the summer, that's silly. So I never unpacked them. So I've got tons of stuff out here that I want to take care of. It's not going to be perfect, but I want to get it organized so I at least know it's here and can grab everything I need for the farmer's market. So to start out with, important supplies. Trash bag. I know there's going to be trash. I know there's going to be like some boxes and things that need to get broken down, so I'll set those to the side. And then I also have, my bolts are falling out. I have a box that I'm gonna put any yarn that needs to be taken upstairs to get a tag. I'm gonna stick that in there, so that's all in one place as well. So, wish me luck.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally.
All right, so as promised, I skipped you forward a little bit. I didn't want to make you sit and watch me clean off the entire table because it's a lot. But I did come across these and I wanted to kind of show them to you. So when I was trying to figure out some different colors that I wanted to make, I sat and made like a whole gradient rainbow of minis, and I attached my color recipes to the end. And these are all made just using 3 primary colors. And so I have actually a whole bag of these little tiny minis. And so I'm trying to figure out how to display them better so that they're, I can actually see them. I don't have to dump out the bag every time I want to get some out. So I can use them for inspiration a little bit more. So if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them in the comments.
Make a move, I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been
Chris is looking in my trash bag. I'm not gonna make you sit and watch me open up all my packages because I can't get any of them to actually focus on screen. But basically I'd ordered like a bunch of charms and things to make stitch markers. See, I want you to be able to see them. They're so cute, but you can't tell. That's a little sheep, by the way. But I thought this was so cute, so I had to stop and show you. So that particular charm came from Gorilla Charms. And there's this cheesy little label on it that says, "Warning, armed soldier on duty for package security." And I'm like, funny, whatever. But when I opened it, there was a little toy soldier inside. So thought you would enjoy.
These things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain.
Look how gorgeous these are. I bought them for a project. I don't know which one.
You already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight.
Okay, so you might be like, hey, you've been working for hours and your table looks exactly the same. But it doesn't, trust me. Let me take you on a little tour. All right, so it's obviously not cleaned off yet, but it is a lot more organized, so I'm really pleased with my progress. I think I've been working for like an hour and 45 minutes, but I haven't eaten yet today other than some coffee, so I'm gonna stop and get something to eat and maybe do something else for a little bit to take a break. But this is the progress that I've made so far. Now, I did have things that I went and put away, like I had a little bit of laundry, there was some stuff that belonged in the kitchen, etc., etc. But out on my table, I have like all the little notions and supplies that I found. I've got some books and magazines. This is filled with some smaller craft supplies like buttons and thread and whatever. I've got some office supplies over here, some undyed yarn and yarn labels, my organza bags that I package things in. I found some drop spindle spinning kits, which is great because I thought I was all out of those. I've got some Cricut accessories. I'll save that side of the table for a second. I've got some finished Leicester longwool fiber that's ready to be spun. I've got some other various fibers, paintbrush for my blending board, a Notions pouch that has some embroidery thread for a project I was working on. This pillowcase is a Leicester longwool fleece that just needs to get processed and dyed up and spun. Then I've got the current yarns that I'm using on my rigid heddle weaving project, some Noro yarns that were from a previous project, but I think I'm going to finish those up because I really like those. I have some color samples that I found when I was looking at painting my walls. I've got a ton of them though, so I'm sure there's something that I can do to actually use them up. I've got some fabric that I got from a local fabric shop, and I remember getting these and this because there was some sort of project. It was like a pouch, a quilted pouch that you could sew, and like this was the lining. However, I can't remember where the actual project is, but I have the stuff for it, so if we ever find that, that's there and ready to go. I had actually, oh, that was a little extra trash I gotta throw away. I had gotten one of these like DIY miniature house kits, because I've always wanted to do a little dollhouse. That was something I've wanted to do since I was like a kid, but I found these at a teacher's supply store. So I was like, I'm gonna do one of those. But again, I've had it for like a year, haven't touched it. Had some flowers for a little flower project that I was gonna do. Haven't done it yet, but they're there. Some fabrics. This is earmarked for an under petticoat for my Colonial Williamsburg costume. That's the back side of fabric, that's the front. I've got some linens. Let me wrap you around. See what we did on the other side. My nitty nutty. Some yarns I pulled out. And I'm telling you, this, I have to have a project in mind. I would not have purchased so many single skeins of sock yarn that go together if I didn't have a project in mind. So I'll have to go back in my notes and see if I can figure out what that was for. Giant bag of trash. Bag of random yarn. That's all like commercial yarn sort of stuff. And then on this side, I've got some boxes that I need to break down and take those to the recycling center. And then this whole box is filled with things I have to take upstairs. Most of it's yarn that I need to put labels on. Some are those minis I showed you. Some are like little crafting supplies. Finished hat, check that out. 18th century style right there. Just needs to have its ends woven in. So cute hat. So yeah, that's what the table progress looks like so far. If I ever actually finish it, I'll show you that final shot too. Hey guys, today is Friday, and I'm doing a super late check-in at this point. It's actually midnight, like almost on the dot, and I just got home from work not that long ago. So excuse the appearance, I'll explain what my plan is in a second. But yesterday and today were pretty much a wash. So yesterday, I had to go into job number 2 a little bit early, a little bit earlier than usual. And so I got a little bit done in the morning, like trying to finish up some projects. And then I went to go check on my sheep. Well, that ended up taking longer than I anticipated, but I still had some time. So I figured I'd come home, make myself some dinner, get ready for work, finish up another project, and then go to work. Well, when I got home, I was greeted with a lovely surprise. You know that big bag of trash that I cleaned up when I cleaned off my table? Yeah, the dogs had ripped that open completely, dragged everything out of that bag, spread it all over the floor downstairs. Fortunately, they didn't bring anything upstairs. And they attacked the kitchen trash bag and emptied that out and stole a brand new container of walnuts off the counter. I haven't even opened them yet. And a new bag of sweet potato dog snacks, and they ate it all. Yeah, so it took me so long to clean that up. Didn't get a chance to make dinner, didn't get a chance to work on any projects, just had to go to work. So then today, I knew job number 1, I had a meeting. So I went into that job a little bit early, got some stuff done, had my meeting, and then my plan was all this afternoon I would have time to finish labeling things, and then I'd be able to pack the car, and then that way I could get up nice and early tomorrow and just be able to head out. Well, while I was on my way to job number 1, I got an email that one of my coworkers for job number 2 was not feeling well, and so they were looking for a replacement to work their shift tonight. Well, I emailed back with, I'm kind of busy tonight, but if you can't find anybody else by like 3 o'clock or whatever it was, let me know and I can take your shift. Well, nobody else volunteered, so I got to go in and take the shift. But that meant that I wasn't like prepared for it. Like I was prepared for the shift, but like my plan today was not going to happen. So my meeting ran longer than I had planned. Didn't have time to stop and get dog food like I had planned. Didn't stop to fill up my gas tank like I had planned. I hope I have enough to get to the market tomorrow. If not, I'll stop then, but it'll be fine. Yeah, so then I got home, walked the dogs, changed, went right to job number 2, got sopping wet for second night in a row because it rained last night and tonight. I'm a rain magnet. So I just got home a little while ago, changed into my jammies. As you can see, I'm all ready for bed. Walked the dogs, fed the dogs. I don't think I did anything else. And now it's midnight, so you can see how late I get home from work. So I've got all my stuff that like needs to be labeled, and there's actually a pile I don't know if you can see the camera, like back there somewhere, that needs labels as well. So yeah, I don't know how much is going to get done tonight. So my plan, I think it's going to work. My plan is I'm going to charge my Square reader, so I don't forget to do that. I forgot to refill my my cash bank, because I used the cash to pay my rent at my studio, and was like, I'm totally going to go to the bank and get more cash. So tomorrow it's going to have to be either exact change or my card reader, which is fine. It'll be fine. We'll make it through. It'll work. So I'm going to charge my Square reader before I forget, then plug my phone in after that, so it's charged. I'm going to lay out all this stuff. No. I'm going to finish my wine cozies, because I still haven't woven in the ends yet. So I'm going to weave in all the ends of my yarn cozies and put the tags on. Then I'm going to lay out everything that needs like a tag, and then that way I can see what I'm working with. And just start tagging. Anything that gets a tag is going to market. Anything that doesn't get a tag before I give up is just going to stay here. Not a big deal. I've got plenty in my bins in the garage. I could probably just take that and be okay, but I want to take the stuff that I've just done. Yeah, I'm thinking I still want to take a shower tomorrow too. So I think what my goal is I'm gonna put, like, I'm looking at my reflection in my glasses. I don't know. Oh, I'm reflecting myself in like my phone. That's what you see. Okay, anyway, sorry. I'm easily distracted at this point. I might cut that out. I don't know. I've already forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so I think I'm probably going to cut myself off at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I think 2 hours should be sufficient to get done what I can get done. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. Yeah, cut myself off then. And then I've got to be out of here by 6:30 at the latest, 5:35. So if I wake up at 5, so if I go to bed at 2 and wake up at 5, that's plenty of sleep, right? That's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. All right, so I'm going to stop rambling and start working. Yeah, okay. So I lied. So I totally thought 2 hours would be plenty of time to get everything finished, or mostly finished. It is 4:46 right now, and I didn't even touch the hand spun, and I did want to put some lamb locks together in like little bags, but no, none of that happened. I do have 2 boxes full of stuff though, which I am gonna laugh hysterically when I go to pack the car and nothing fits. But we'll figure that out when that becomes an issue. So anyway, so it's 5 o'clock, just about, and I said I was gonna get up at 5 o'clock. I think I just need like some lay down time to differentiate between yesterday and today. So I am going to go to bed for half an hour, get up at 5:30, and then figure half an hour to get ready and walk the dogs. I'll have to go really fast though, because I still want to shower. We'll see if that happens. We'll find out. Anyway, and then half an hour to pack the car, and then to get on the road by 6:30 at the very latest. So wish me luck. All right, I'll check it in a little bit. All right, hey guys, I've got you propped up in my car so we could chat as I drive. Not holding onto the phone at all, so if suddenly you go flying across the car, so sorry, you'll get an unexpected journey. All right, so I'm running a little bit late. It's 6:45. I ended up not getting out of bed until 5:40 because I was like, I'm so tired, I don't want to move. Anyway, but then I had a lot of trouble packing the car. These were a pain to get in. They don't fit as well as I thought they would, especially with the slant of the table. So I'm wondering, I don't know if it would work, but I'm wondering if excuse me. I'm wondering if I put the passenger seat flat, like lay it all the way down forward as far as it'll go, if I can put these guys in flat and just slide them into the front seat, and then put boxes and things on top of them rather than having them braced up, because I can just barely get the lift gate in the back closed. And actually that was kind of dicey. I was really worried that like the back corner was gonna hit the glass and like break the window. I don't think it's touching the glass though. It was the bottom that was getting stuck. But anyways, plus side, I did manage to fit a bunch more product in. I hope I have everything. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but it's too late now. So I have 3 big clear plastic bins, which you guys have seen before, and 3, I think, of those big gray cardboard boxes. You can see them right here. I've got 2 up here and 1 in the back. I have 4 crates, I think. I did want to bring a 5th one. I don't know where I would have put it, but I wanted to bring a 5th one. The problem was that the one I was going to bring it was at last week's market that got really wet, and my tablecloth was folded up in it, and when I turned it over, the bottom is covered in mold. So I'm going to have to wash my tablecloth. They didn't look like they were moldy, so I don't know why the bottom of my crate is growing mold. So I got to get that cleaned off before I can use it again, and if I can't get it cleaned to my satisfaction, it'll have to go in the burn pile, and that'll be that. I did bring my signs today. It might be a little windy, but the weather looks good right now, so fingers crossed on that. Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be a new setup. It'll be interesting to try. I think I have everything I need, but I still feel like I'm short something. I can't remember if I just said this or not, but I didn't bring my stool with me, so I'm not going to have anywhere to sit today, which is unfortunate, but just it wouldn't fit in the car. I might have to think about that better. And with my spinning wheel, I have to have my my stool, because like a folding like director's chair, I wouldn't be able to spin. So I'll have to think about that when I go to the other markets. I did not bring my spinning wheel, and I don't have my big mannequin, so those are not in here either. But some of that might fit if I'm going to an indoor market, and I don't have the tent in here because the tent takes up a fair amount of space. So I don't know. I'm on my... Sorry about that, guys. You flew as promised when I was turning the corner at the light. But yeah, so I should be there like 15 minutes maybe, hopefully. So I'll be there a little after 7, which isn't the end of the world, but I like being there earlier because it's easier to pull in and get your stuff unloaded, and you're not fighting with other people quite as much, and people get there super early. So, all right, I'm gonna go, and probably won't check in with you again until I get everything set up, but we'll see if I can get some footage during the setup phase. Haven't decided yet. Also don't have my tripod in here either. So, all right, see you in a bit.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, grow hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, so I totally forgot to tell you what actually happened at the farmer's market. So, the good stuff. First of all, the weather was fabulous, or at least as good as you can hope for an August in Virginia. But basically it cooled off a little bit to like 90, and it was threatening to rain, so it was really overcast, and there was a slight breeze, but it never actually rained. So it was kind of the best of all worlds in terms of the weather. It seemed like this market was a little bit smaller than usual. Still lots of vendors, still lots of people, so that was really great. Talked to some really great people, some that I've known from past markets, a few new people. I think one of my favorite things is when you have kids who come up and they're like, oh my goodness, you made that? How did you make that? And how does that work? And then they want to tell you all about the things that they can do or things that they've made, which I think is super cute. So that was really good as well. I did do my kind of sort of new setup. I used the U-line grid walls that you guys saw. But when I got there, I kind of had an idea, and I was going to change up where I put my checkout section, but then I couldn't put my table and my grid walls where I'd planned. Like, I'd planned to do like, the grid walls in the back and then a table like this and make like a little U shape or a little like L shape. But then I was like, if I put my checkout in the back, then I'll be trapped behind the grid wall. So if somebody needs help, I won't be able to get back out from behind the table and blah, blah, blah. So I ended up doing it kind of galley style with a table on one side and my grid walls on the other, which it worked when people came in for shopping purposes because you had like enough space and then they're, you know, I don't know, it made sense. But looking at it from the perspective of somebody walking by the booth, it didn't quite have the visual impact that I wanted. So I'm gonna go kind of back to the drawing board. This next Saturday, I'm gonna have another market in Urbana this time, and I might just go back to my 2-table setup for right now. As much as I like the grid walls, I don't have enough hooks for them yet, and they are a pain to get in and out of the car, so I'm just not sure if it's worth it. I'll probably actually also go back and repack, maybe reorganize some of my bins with having the grid walls and not having a mannequin or my stool or a spinning wheel. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I left behind. Without having those things, I could fit 3 big plastic tubs, and I fit 3 big cardboard boxes of stuff, so I could fit a lot of stock. But I think I might streamline a little bit for this next market. It's really, really hot, so people aren't buying as much yarn. So I don't know, I'll think about it, and I'll probably film and post a little something on how that market goes on Saturday. Again, it's hot, it's summer, people aren't thinking about, you know, knitting Christmas gifts or, you know, things like that yet. And so I think my total sales were probably about $100 less than what I usually average. So that was a little bit disappointing, but it is August in Virginia. So I knew it wasn't going to be prime wool season one way or the other, but overall went okay. Wasn't a crash and burn, but wasn't quite as great as I was hoping. So that's it for the farmer's market, and I'll check in with you guys next week. See you later.